Hello kittens, and welcome to day 5 of Inktober. So today's prompt was scavenge, and I wanted to take this not necessarily dark like in a spooky way, but darker in more of like a sad way, because I have some characters for a story that I'm writing that probably will never see the light of day. Dear Lord, no. Because I started writing the plot in like middle school, so it's kind of just one of those things where like I write it for myself, but I do draw the characters from it a lot. But this character specifically is one that I only really drew like once and never really drew again. So a lot of you know I am DC crazed. Like, I love Batman, I love DC. So this book that I was writing starting in like middle school and onward was a DC like AU essentially, where it was the Batman the animated series storyline, but some of the villains like have kids now essentially. Like it's like 20 years into Batman being Batman. Maybe I would even give it like 40. I started rewriting it actually this year and making an actual plot and timeline. Again, probably never gonna release it. It's like Wattpad level writing, but it exists in my notes. It exists as a thing. Sometimes I just write books for fun. Anyway, so this character is specifically the son of Dr. Crane, or the Scarecrow. And so this character is kind of a neglected kid. Obviously, the parents are villains, so they're not great parents, which feels kind of obvious, but I'm saying it for like the sake of the video. There's definitely a lot of dark themes with this character, which I will not go too much into because, you know, my channel's a very cozy channel, and I don't want to like trigger anybody or anything, like, so I'm not gonna go super into any of like the deep topics related to this character, because nowadays I've written these characters much more deeply to actually have a lot more deep lore and meaning behind them than just like the characters they were years ago. But so basically, in the light of Dr. Crane being the Scarecrow and like wanting to experiment on things, this would be a kid who is kind of just like experimented on and tossed to the side, and Dr. Crane doesn't really care about him anymore. His name as a character is Samuel Crane, and he goes by Screech as like a villain name. Essentially, he is very self-conscious, he's very shy, he does not talk very often, and he wears like a mask. He wears long sleeves because his body has been very experimented on, and he does not like people seeing it because it makes him uncomfortable and it makes other people uncomfortable. He genuinely doesn't really like people, but he wants to make friends. He just doesn't really know how. He's not super close with a lot of people. He is close with another OC that I'm absolutely going to draw at least once in this, which is my OC Jester, who is the daughter of Joker and Harley Quinn. Sam doesn't have like a mom in his life. His only caretaker is Dr. Crane, when Dr. Crane cares enough to care for him. And yeah, he covers up his face because he has a lot of facial scars, and just like also preserving of identity. I used to draw him with glasses in the past. Not that he needs glasses. I don't know, I think it was just something I wanted to give the character, but I didn't draw him with them here because they're more of like a goggle situation, and I just didn't want to do that. The scavenging part, he is scavenging for electronic parts because he is very into like electronics and like robotic things, and he built his own PC. He's very nerdy. And he is living in like the 1880s, so not really a PC, but more of like a desktop computer out of spare parts. So yeah, this is Screech, or Sam Crane, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed it.